Thank you for choosing to listen to today's message by Reverend Dr. David Antwi. We know you will be blessed as you seek and serve God. We believe that this message will stir up a desire for more of God even as you listen. Be blessed.
Abraham said, Genesis chapter 15. Genesis chapter 15, Abraham said, seeing that you have blessed me, and Eliezer of Damascus will be my heir. I don't have a child. So one born in my house. God said, don't say that. For one from your own loins. And how can that be God? God is telling Abraham, it's on me. Yeah. It got to a time where Sarah's womb was dead. Abraham's body was dead. But because it wasn't on Abraham, God didn't need a living body. We are so used to what works. And we blank and mute God out. So every now and then God puts you in a situation that will force you to just look up to Him. Abraham was minding his own business, and God came to him. Leave your family and go to a place where I will show you. Where Abraham went, knowing that the map was on God. I don't have a map, don't worry, it's on me. Where am I going? I'm your destination. As long as you are in me, you have arrived. It's on God. Is it possible that you have delayed your testimony because you are trying to fix it yourself? It's on God. We are surrounded with too much impossibilities, and you are being weighed down because you know how to do it your way. And now you've gotten to a place where your way is not working. It's not working. Jacob knew how to get it his way. He got the blessing. He got the birthright by exchanging the pottage. He got it. When it was time for the blessing, he got his father, the patriarch, to bless him. He got it. He went to Laban's house. He eventually got the woman he wanted to marry. Yeah, he knew how to get things done. Yeah, he got the woman he wanted to marry. He got her. He managed to get prosperity in spite of him serving a very wicked guy. He prospered more than his boss, even though he was a foreigner in the country and he didn't know the terrain well. Yet, he knew how to get it. But what he didn't know was that God was stripping him stage after stage. God stripped him to the extent where his wife he loved was dead. His son he loved most was dead in his eyes. His 10 sons went to Egypt. His food was gone. The Bible said the famine was supposed to kill. Read your Bible very carefully in Acts chapter 7. The famine was meant to kill. So in other words, now he didn't have means to eat. He sent his 10 sons and they desired the 11th one. So all the 11 sons were gone. His wives were gone. No food. Everything was stripped from him. Until he knew that the Most High rules in the affairs of men. So Hebrews chapter 12 says that turning away, that word looking unto Jesus means turning away from other things. So you can just look on Hebrews 12:2. looking unto Jesus. I keep saying the Christian race is the only race you run without looking on the track. You have to look at Jesus. I know you have good feet. You know how to run. But this race is not on you. It does not matter how long you have been a Christian, how old you have been a Christian, how long you've been a Christian, how old you are in church, how big or how long you've walked with God. Every stage, God is always trying to let you know. If I promised this, then it's on me. If I didn't promise it, it's on you. If I promise I'm going to take you to the promised land, it's not on you. If I promise you are coming out of Egypt, it's not on you. Moses couldn't do it. He attempted to do it. Acts chapter 7, from verse 28. He attempted to deliver them because he wanted to deliver them, but he couldn't do it. Backfired in his face. He said, you want to kill me as... Later on, 40 years, God said, Moses, I need to send you. He said, I can't talk. He said, no, it's not on you. I want to send you now to go and deliver the people who rejected you. They won't believe me. He said, it's not on you. It's not on you. Your pastoral grace or excelling in your field or your pastoral, it's not on your ability to do some things. It's on him. So in verse 35 of Acts 7, Bible says that this Moses whom they rejected, saying, who made you ruler, is the one God sent to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the same person who they said we don't want. God said, now, because it's of me, just go. And this is one of the interesting. I'm actually preaching about faith. You are. Faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. You just must know that it's on him and trust him. I doubt how many of you will not know that God has spoken to you. You know God has spoken to you. You know it. Why? Because this whole thing is on him. It's on God. It's on God. God, there's nothing else to say, but it's on God. It's on God. I like it when God interrupts your schedule. God has to. Other than that, it's no revival you are operating on. God will mess your schedule. But some people don't allow him because they can't trust him. They can't trust him. If you can trust him, you allow him. Because you know the outcome of this trust is on God. I always say that if you obey God, he's responsible for the consequences. It's on God. Please just look at somebody and tell the person, it's certainly on God. It's on God. Mary said, how can these things be? Since I know no man. The angel said, it's on God. Luke chapter 1 verse 34. If it's on God, then it will be by his Spirit. Because whatever is born of the flesh is flesh. John 3:6. But whatever is born of the Spirit is spirit. How can these things be? Since I know no man. The angel said, the Holy Spirit shall come upon you. Today we are reading Matthew chapter 1. We see how Mary got pregnant by the Spirit, which was very risky for her marriage. But God said, Mary, step aside. This is on me. I'm going to talk to him. Because we are espoused. We are not married. We are engaged. And then she comes to tell, how can I tell him I'm pregnant by Somebody I don't know, someone you can't see, by the Spirit. How can I? God said it's on me. Stay out of it. God went to Joseph and told Joseph, your wife is pregnant by the Spirit. Therefore, and then he says that, I like what he said. He said, verse 23, no, 21. Yeah, 21. He says that she will bring forth a son. And you, Joseph, will call his name. You have to name him, even though he's not your son. God gave him instructions in a dream. She is going to bring forth a child you are not responsible for. And you are going to name him and take care of him. Listen, when it's on God, fear not. Only believe.
We thank God for using his servant, Reverend Dr. David Antwi, to share this awesome word. If this message has blessed you in any way, please spread the word by